Welcome to Curiosity Zone. In today's video we will be discussing the citizenship granted by President Vladimir Putin of the Russian Federation to an American citizen Edward Snowden, a former NSA contractor who made the largest intelligence leak in history and fled to Russia for asylum. President Vladimir Putin has granted Russian citizenship to former U.S. security contractor Edward Snowden, according to a decree signed by the Russian leader. Snowden is one of 75 foreign nationals granted Russian citizenship by the decree published on an official government website on Monday. The 39-year-old, a former contractor with the U.S. National Security Agency, has been living in Russia since 2013 to escape prosecution in the United States after leaking classified documents detailing government surveillance programs. The documents revealed vast domestic and international surveillance operations carried out by the National Security Agency. He was granted permanent residency in 2020 and said at the time that he planned to apply for Russian citizenship, without renouncing his U.S. citizenship. That year a U.S. appeals court found the program Snowden had exposed was unlawful and that the U.S. intelligence leaders who publicly defended it were not telling the truth. After years of separation from our parents, my wife and I have no desire to be separated from our sons. After 2 years of waiting and nearly 10 years of exile, a little stability will make a difference for my family. I pray for privacy for them, and for us all, Snowden tweeted on Monday. U.S. authorities have for years wanted Snowden to be returned to the U.S. to face a criminal trial on espionage charges. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said on Monday that the U.S. is not aware of any change in Edward Snowden's American citizenship status. Our position has not changed. Mr. Snowden should return to the United States where he should face justice as any other American citizen would, he said. The only thing that has changed is that as a result of his Russian citizenship, apparently now he may well be conscripted to fight in a reckless war in Ukraine. The move comes at a time when relations between Washington and Moscow are at historic lows over the conflict in Ukraine. Snowden's lawyer, Anatoly Kucherena, told Russia's state news agency RIA Novosti that the former contractor's wife Lindsay Mills, an American who has been living with him in Russia, will also be applying for a Russian passport. The couple had a child in December 2020, who already has a Russian passport having been born in the country. Snowden, who has kept a low profile in Russia and occasionally criticized Russian government policies on social media, said in 2019 that he was willing to return to the US if he is guaranteed a fair trial. Putin, a former Russian spy chief, said in 2017 that Snowden was wrong to leak US secrets but was not a traitor. Putin last week announced a mobilization of Russian men to contribute to the army's fight in Ukraine, and Kucherena said Snowden would not be called up to serve given he had no prior experience in the Russian army. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov meanwhile told news agencies that Snowden had received Russian citizenship as a result of his own request. In 2013, Snowden was hired by an NSA contractor, Booz Allen Hamilton, after previous employment with Dell and the CIA. Snowden says he gradually became disillusioned with the programs with which he was involved, and that he tried to raise his ethical concerns through internal channels but was ignored. On May 20, 2013, Snowden flew to Hong Kong after leaving his job at an NSA facility in Hawaii, and in early June he revealed thousands of classified NSA documents to journalists Glenn Greenwald, Laura Poitras, Barton Gellman, and Ewan McCaskill. Snowden came to international attention after stories based on the material appeared in The Guardian, The Washington Post, and other publications. Snowden also made extensive allegations against the GCSB, blowing the whistle of the domestic surveillance of New Zealanders and acts of espionage under John Key's government. On June 21, 2013, the United States Department of Justice unsealed charges against Snowden of 2 counts of violating the Espionage Act of 1917 and theft of government property, following which the Department of State revoked his passport. 2 days later, he flew into Moscow's Sheremetyevo International Airport, where Russian authorities observed the cancelled passport, and he was restricted to the airport terminal for over 1 month. Russia later granted Snowden the right of asylum with an initial visa for residence for 1 year, which was subsequently repeatedly extended. In October 2020, he was granted permanent residency in Russia. In September 2022, Snowden was granted Russian citizenship by President Vladimir Putin. A subject of controversy, Snowden has been variously called a traitor, a hero, a whistleblower, a dissident, a coward, and a patriot. U.S. officials condemned his actions as having done grave damage to the U.S. intelligence capabilities. Snowden has defended his leaks as an effort to inform the public as to that which is done in their name and that which is done against them. His disclosures have fueled debates over mass surveillance, government secrecy, and the balance between national security and information privacy, something that he has said he intended to do in retrospective interviews. In early 2016, Snowden became the president of the Freedom of the Press Foundation, a San Francisco-based non-profit organization that aims to protect journalists from hacking and government surveillance. He also has a job at an unnamed Russian IT company. In 2017, he married Lindsay Mills. "I have to lay my head down in Moscow on a pillow at night," he told an Israeli audience in November 2018, "but I live on the internet and every other city in the world." On September 17, 2019, his memoir Permanent Record was published. On September 2, 2020, intelligence's mass surveillance program exposed by Snowden was illegal and possibly unconstitutional. Feeling a duty to fight in the Iraq War to help free oppressed people, Snowden enlisted in the United States Army on May 7, 2004, and became a Special Forces candidate through its 18X enlistment option. He did not complete the training due to bilateral tibial stress fractures, and was discharged on September 28, 2004. Snowden was then employed for less than a year in 2005 as a security guard at the University of Maryland's Center for Advanced Study of Language, a research center sponsored by the National Security Agency (NSA). According to the university, this is not a classified facility, though it is heavily guarded. In June 2014, Snowden told Wired that his job as a security guard required a high-level security clearance, for which he passed a polygraph exam and underwent a stringent background investigation. After attending a 2006 job fair focused on intelligence agencies, Snowden accepted an offer for a position at the CIA. The agency assigned him to the Global Communications Division at CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia. If you enjoyed our video, kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel for more curiosity videos. Thank you for watching.